Yeah, I just need to make sure I enunciate correctly, Neil, because, you know, I'm from the South. Oh, we're rolling? Hey, everybody! Nate, Tutopia Cycles. Tonight, I want to bring you into our world and show you just a neat little job that we're doing here tonight. We've got a vintage 94 model, I believe, 94, 95, 900 Super Sport Ducati that we've done quite a bit of work on. We are now kind of outrunning the ability of these worn out old Mikuni CVs, or what these had in them. I think they were BST or D 38s. If you know, don't quote me on that. All right, but anyway, it doesn't matter because we're going to get rid of these things. You know, instead of putting a bunch of money in and rebuilding carburetors that weren't really tunable from the factory, we're going to go another route. All right, I wanted to elaborate a little bit on why I think these Mikunis are better, okay? Now, obviously, the Kians have been around forever for these bikes and are a great carburetor, a great, very highly tunable carburetor. But here's a couple problems. Most of them you can't use with a stock airbox. Now, if that's not a big deal to you, it's not a big deal. It is to some. You have to cut the airbox, you got these weird looking filters of, you know, up here. I like it, not everybody does. Second, and more importantly, is the Mikunis have a choke. So you don't have to stand there like an idiot, whapping on your bike, trying to get it warm because you don't have a choke. These have a choke. Super high performance, flat slide, choke. They also bolt right into the stock location with the provided aluminum pieces, like I mentioned earlier, that go right into the airbox. They have a nicely positioned metal intake that goes right where the fuel line goes on the Ducati. And then you have all your provided grips and cables to hook it all up. I don't want to say it's plug and play because messing with carburetors is never plug and play, but it's a pretty darn complete kit.
One.
All right, everybody. First things first, we got to get everything off. So the very first step is to remove the battery. You don't want the heavy thing in your way, and you don't want to accidentally touch a screwdriver and burn the whole thing down, okay? Always the best idea. Ground off first, always. We will then remove the ignition componentry, top of the airbox, and then we will start removing our clamps, cables, and then get these puppies out of here. So that's basically what we're talking about. The first being the CV carbs that use a area of vacuum and an intake to actually pull up your fueling. Okay, so depending on how much intake vacuum is going on here, that's how much fuel. Very efficient, very fuel efficient, tunable, you know, a modern carburetor, but maybe not best for certain situations. You lose some throttle snappiness, you lose tunability big time, and it's just, you know, all around better for track use and such, for just a racing flat slide. So that's kind of the differences. Not bad carburetors at all here with the factory unit, but for tunability, and we're going to do some engine modifications later on and things like that, this is just pretty much the only way to go. snatching this old twist grip off of you. We've test fitted the new carburetors. All right, everybody, getting pretty close. We've got our throttle cables in. Need some adjusting, but they're in. We've modified the choke cable, which you do have to do. So it's not a plug and play, like I said earlier. But we're getting ready to stick these puppies in and start going together and seeing how it does. And what? Isn't there an action after that? So here we are. After everything is in place, I've just got a few hose clamps to put on, and we had to modify quite a few things. I mean, it's not a bolt-on, like I said, but it's a great option. None of these are, and it's a great option. So I'm gonna throw some plugs in it, get everything tidied, put the battery in it, and see what we got. And there you have it. Maybe not as easy as it seems. I mean, think about the cooking shows and they put the turkey in the oven and then but it's reasonably straightforward. It's made a great change. The bike already idles better, has much better throttle response. So once we tune it, do some dyno tuning, and we'll share that with you. We'll really see what the benefit is. Thanks, man.